Hey, this is Notser, and today we're talking about Salvaging a Bad Call. And I'm in my Des Moines. This is my favorite ship in the game. I honestly feel like it's the strongest ship in the game, and, well, most of the time we showcase that to a T, but not this game. This game, we're going to just find ourselves in a situation where we can't really get out of it. And how we deal with it and what we actually get from it, we're going to talk through both sides and think this through because I really think that we need to emphasize that point of World of Warships. When you are playing the game, you really need to be taking in the minimap information, your team's deploy, the enemy team's radar positions, and if you don't know that, you have to just be patient. And I'm also telling myself, Notser, just be patient. Being impatient gets you killed very frequently in this game. And it's not that, you have to always stay back and always hide like a lot of players end up doing. You just need to wait until you have any information to go off of. Because any information is better than nothing. And that is, I wish it was obvious, but it's not. Because of the speed of this ship game, you can't just recover from a bad, call. In Call of Duty, you die very quickly, but you move around the map very quickly as well. So if for whatever reason you find yourself in an area where there's a lot of enemies, you can very quickly get to another part of the map where there isn't any enemies. Not the case with ships. You are committed. You have to. And we're going to showcase just what committing too hard can really be. So if you've never met me or Rutin, you will probably know on stream that from time to time we overextend and find ourselves dying very, very fast. And, you can't fault us for trying. And, of course, multiple examples in this game, especially of this. So we're moving forward. Rutin moving forward a little bit more than me, and we run into an enemy Des Moines, and I feel like this is a good position to punish this Des Moines at least, so I'm going to just take this position while making sure that, I can at least cover my teammates slightly, right? This feels pretty good. We got broadside AP, exactly what you want to do. Enemy Des Moines clearly doesn't want to be there doing this, taking all this damage, but he doesn't really have a choice. And this right now feels just fine. We're not too overextended. There's not too many people who are interested in firing on us because, honestly, they're dealing with Rootin' Tootin', who is very aggressively pushing forward, and he's pushing himself into the primary flank of the enemy. If you don't see a lot of them on the opposite side of the map, there's a good chance that they're hiding on your side, just a little bit back. And yep, sure enough, man, Rootin' got obliterated by literally everything. But we are almost killing this Des Moines. I really desperately want to kill a Des Moines. And we can transition right to a Hindenburg. So, so far, this feels very good. We've got a good position to get a crossfire and to deny any bit of cover that enemies are seeking. The Des Moines was trying to probably provide radar and assist so that the midpoint buffs could be captured by his team, but clearly we denied that. And by sitting in that crossfire, we can easily fire on the Hindenburg. So far, so good, right? Everything's going good on our end. Rootin, unfortunately, died, and he died very quickly. Obviously, dying early does not help your team. I think everyone knows that, but that doesn't mean that you have to be all the way at the back of the map, hiding from everyone. In fact, it's the last thing you should be doing. You don't want to make it harder on your team than it already is. You don't want to be so far back that you can't possibly provide any support. You just have to be cautious, be patient, take what the game is giving you, read it out, don't go crazy. I'm going crazy right now. Why do I need to sail away from the island to make myself even more vulnerable to cross shots? Because I think I need to engage this Holland and take him out before he gets out of my radar range, which conveniently he started firing, but he is the Holland. We take broadside shots from the battleships that are moving up on the west side. It was the last thing that we needed to do. In fact, the thing that we needed to do was not get too crazy. Getting too crazy is the easiest way that you can lose everything that you're trying to get in the game. You know, I was in a good position. I have island cover. I was looking over objectives. I didn't need to do anything more than what I was doing. In fact, I could have provided good fire support for the western flank because I'm a Des Moines. My shells arc easily over the island. If I can't do it, no one can. So that should have been what my goal would have been. But because we decided to go crazy, go ham, we're out in the open. We can't do anything. And I am committing to dodging rather than keeping the island in the way. Now, this enemy Puerto Rico returning fire. And, of course, enemy aircraft carrier. He gets 2 fires on us, so we can't put it out. But we didn't really have a choice there. And it's all down to that aggressive play. And now, because these enemy battleships are here, I have to make another aggressive play if I want to survive. I'm going to go towards the Puerto Rico. I figure I can fight 1 Puerto Rico easier than I can fight 2 battleships over on the western side. They're literally popping out of the island as I speak. And yeah, they have clear line of sight. We're just trying to salvage anything before we die, because we're clearly going to die. And look how low we are. We have 10 seconds left before we can heal. So I figure 10 seconds to dodge. We could get lucky. That's basically a salvo. Enemy DD opens up. The other enemy DD both open up. And we actually have a heal available, and they are so desperately... I'm playing with my throttle. I'm doing everything to throw off their shots. I figure if I can get 1 shot off on each one, it should be enough to kill him. And it actually is. And all we were able to do there is realize that, yes, I am dead. I'm so dead. There's nothing I can do about that. But if I make the enemy team work for my life, maybe they're going to make a mistake. Because the longer you're alive, the more likely someone will have to deal with you, and the more likely they'll deal with you incorrectly. Those DDs, they thought that they could kill me. And it, in fact, killed them. So it became actually a victory for me because we got 2 DDs without having to go out and look for them on the map with radar or aircraft. It was the worst possible thing that the enemy DDs could have done. Now, if they could have opened fire and not taken damage, that would have been ideal. But they felt like they had it. And that's one of those situations where, 50-50, they probably would kill me in another game. But in that one, they didn't. So was it really worth it? 50% of the time, if the opponent can turn this around on you, it's probably not worth it because it's not giving you the best chance to succeed. If you have the plan and you fulfill the plan should make it so you have a better chance than 50-50. And especially in that scenario against my target, I'm a Des Moines. I have the fastest reload of any heavy cruiser. That means that I can very quickly dispatch opponents that are low life. Exactly what we did. So if you're low life and you're close to a Des Moines, probably can't afford to open up like that. But two DDs down, their lives are worth more than my life. Yeah, radar's great and the Des Moines wonderful, but DDs provide free spotting. They're dead. There's nothing they can do. The DDs also provide torpedo screening to prevent battleships from being aggressive. So both of which you really need in order to actually win the game. So, yes, I made a really bad play. I decided to aggressively move to the center of the map in order to try and finish off a DD and potentially do damage to the Puerto Rico, when I should have just stayed near the island and tried to tank it out. That would have worked much better than what ultimately ended up happening. But because the enemy made such a poor play, my poor play was not punished. It was actually rewarded. This is the thing that we need to emphasize. You cannot look at a situation without considering what the opponent sees in that same situation. You have to consider that. You have to consider, would I shoot at myself? If I was a low-health DD, or a broadside cruiser, or a low-health battleship with torps, would I actually attack myself if I ignored my name? If that's a yes, then the opponent's probably going to do that. And if you're low health, that's the only way the opponent can get something back. If your teammates are still alive, if you got teammates dealing with a problem and they're going to obviously survive, well, that's not your problem. It is, in fact, their problem. And the only reason that you would ever want to assist is if a teammate is about to die, in a dire situation. Then you've got multiple options for your opponent. But I can guarantee you, Every single DD, every single cruiser, every single battleship, every single aircraft carrier, every single submarine is going to pick on the easiest target that they can get the most value from. If you're not playing this way, you should be. And if you're not assuming that your opponent is playing this way, well, you're making the game a lot harder on yourself. And never underestimate your opponent's ability to recover from their mistake. You need to be very careful. But if you're careful and you're taking advantage of situations very similarly, well, you might find yourself getting to trade up for your poor mistake. I hope that you are as fortunate as I and have your opponents fire on you openly so that you can kill them and actually get something for that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant uploads. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily Notser videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.